Hi, my name is Scout Thune, and today we will be diving into the easy ways to become a great mentor. Did you know that the Harvard Business Review said that 84% of CEOs say that mentors help them avoid costly mistakes and become proficient in their roles? Now, I'm no CEO, but I surely am a great mentor. I'm the sister of two, and alongside that, I have a passion for mentoring middle school girls. Every Friday for the past year and a half, I have been teaching and guiding 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Through this program, I've learned quite a lot on how to effectively mentor someone else as well as gain great skills along the way. If you're someone who has younger siblings, younger friends, or even just wants to be more involved in the community, then today you're in for a treat. There are three ways to become a great mentor. One, by forming a connection. Two, by practicing active listening. And three, by repetition and consistency. I hope by the end of this presentation, you leave with a better understanding of how the roles of mentorship plays in people's lives, as well as how accomplished you can feel after guiding someone in the right direction. So now that I've captured your attention, let's dive into the first way to become a great mentor. The first way is by forming a connection. The initial interaction really does matter. This could be as simple as asking a question of how have you been and how is your day. After that, I like to build on that question. Ask some more follow-up questions as if, did you have a bad day? Was it a good day? Were there any challenges along the way? Is there anything you want to catch me up on? Is there anything you want to talk about? After those, I really listen to what they have to say, and then I base the topic of interest of that day off of those. So if I'm tutoring and they had a really bad day and they really struggled in math, I'm going to start with those math sheets and really simplify it for them and take it really slow so that they can start to build back that confidence they lost, as well as form a stronger dynamic within our relationship. And the last way to form a connection is by continuously following up. So the next meeting, ask about that topic of interest again. So they were struggling in the math class and feeling really bad about it. So the next week, I'm going to bring up that math class, ask them if they're okay, if they feel more confident, if they feel more excited to do it because we worked on it together. And after that interaction, you'll feel such a sense of pride in yourself because they left with such a positive feeling. So now that you have some sort of connection, you just need to continuously practice how you listen to them. So that is why the second way is practicing active listening. Cleveland Clinic defines active listening as listening with the intent to really understand how the person is feeling and be able to put yourself in their shoes to empathize with them. Some ways that I do this is by noticing their nonverbal cues. Something along the lines of them playing with their hair, their arms are crossed, or even they're smiling a lot can really tell you a lot on how they're doing with the topic that you're talking about, and maybe you can navigate it a new direction if they're having a more negative nonverbal cue. Another way is maintaining eye contact. This is very simple. It just lets you know they're paying attention to you and that you're paying attention to them. Allowing for moments of silence. Everyone needs time to think and process their thoughts. Give them that time without putting your own thoughts on the table. There's a time and place for when you can share advice. An example of when you can share your own advice are through mutual experiences. This could be something like they're struggling organic chemistry and maybe at one point in time you also did, and you can share that with them to kind of make a equal playing ground, but then build on that as a mentor and tell them some ways that they can improve in that class or some strategies to deal with the emotions. The last and most important thing is exhibiting empathy, just like Cleveland Clinic said. Showing compassion is by focusing on their emotions and needs in that moment. You can practice empathy throughout the entire interaction with any person you meet on this earth. But in your mentorship interactions, you really want to emphasize empathy and compassion and navigate those conversations through the feelings that you're both having. So we've practiced our first interaction, building a connection. We have initiated active listening skills, and now we're just following through with repetition and consistency as our third way of becoming a great mentor. The National Institute of Health says inconsistency can lead to higher negative emotions and lower positive emotions. I really want you to think about that, because we don't ever want someone to leave a conversation with us with a more negative mindset than positive, because we should always be lifting someone up and making them feel more confident when leading them. Some ways that you can practice being consistent is the number one way is punctuality, being on time. If you're meeting every Tuesday at 10 a.m., be there every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Another way is communicate that you're going to be there. You should set a standard that you're both communicating openly. If they're struggling, they can't make it that way, they need to be able to feel like they can communicate that to you. Another way is reiterating main topics. This is where the repetition comes in. People tend to form habits after doing them at least 6 times. So if you keep repeating, oh, you can't procrastinate, it's going to start to get in their head, and they're more likely to not do it. The last thing is following up. This is something just as simple as emailing, a text, or even calling. I myself call my sister weekly to check in on her and see if anything we have talked about has changed. This is just a great way to follow through and just strengthen that connection that we talked about in the very beginning. Now that I have informed you on the easy ways to become a great mentor, I hope that you can leave this presentation and go mold some minds. Some major takeaways should be understanding the roles mentorship plays in people's lives and how accomplished you can feel after guiding someone in the right direction. Now, before I let you go, the next time you mentor a friend, family, or community member, remember to 1. Form a connection with them, 2. Practice active listening, and 3. Be consistent and repeat yourself. Go mentor someone and have a great rest of your day.